Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to BBallBreakdown. I have a confession to make. When I was in my 20s, I became addicted to a game on my computer that you can build a civilization and you build armies and you attack and they attack you and you have to research technology and all that stuff. And it was so awesome. I played for hours at a time and we've come a long way since then. And now you can play games just like that on the smartphone, but they're so much better and more involved and even more addicting. So you have to check out Mobile Strike. I'm sure you've seen Schwarzenegger talk about it on your TV, and it's an amazing game. I'm addicted to it and hooked again. So check it out. Use my link on the screen or in the description below so you can download it for free and get playing it because you really should try it. It's awesome. You in? In 2010, the Indiana Pacers had the 10th pick in the NBA draft. At the tail end of the lottery, they grabbed a long and freakishly athletic wing, a player unheralded after 2 years playing at Fresno State. There were a few flashes during his rookie season, and he even grew a few inches as he broke into the rotation amidst a season that saw Jim O'Brien get fired and Frank Vogel take over. The next summer, the Pacers had the 15th pick in the draft and targeted a very similar player, an unheralded, long, athletic 2-year player from the West Coast, this time from San Diego State. However, Kawhi Leonard didn't stay with the team long as they traded him to the San Antonio Spurs for point guard George Hill. In the short term, both teams benefited nicely from the arrangement as the Pacers built an Eastern Conference powerhouse with Hill as a starter, and Kawhi became a nice rotational player with promise for a powerful Spurs team. But as these two have progressed and improved since then, it is certainly tantalizing to imagine them on the same team, wreaking havoc on offenses with their elite defense while also emerging as top scorers for their team. So, who's better? Let's take a deep dive into the stats and the footage to analyze what these players do for their teams and how they do it. If we break out their synergy numbers, we see that these two attack out of their offense in very different ways. While Paul George gets 25% of his possessions with a pick and roll, Kawhi spots up more than anything else. Of course, this is a function of how their teams run their respective offenses. Even though the Spurs are ranked second in pick and roll ball handler efficiency, they're 24th in percentage of time they run them, whereas Indiana is 5th. If we compare head to head, we see Paul George is better at creating points as the ball handler, although it's close. And it's clear that George is elite when he's getting the ball screen on top or the left side of the floor. From the left wing, virtually all his scores have come from jumpers, and this makes a lot of sense. Most right-handed shooters are better on the left side of the floor. While I'd like to see him get an inside ball screen and attack with his strong hands in the middle of the floor, he is very comfortable finding his natural alignment on a variety of threes and step backs, driving towards the baseline. When he gets the ball screen out top, I'd hate to say he settles for the jumper too much, since he's not forcing the issue in tight quarters trying to get to the hoop. And he's among the league leaders in getting to the free throw line, so putting pressure on the defense isn't really something we can point to as an issue. As you can see, the Pacers don't get much ball or player movement for his pick and rolls, at most having him zipper cut to the top and get the screen with shooters spotting up on the wings and corners. While I'd prefer more movement, you can't argue with the results so far. That said, I'd like to see him use his explosiveness to explore a little bit more to see if he can get closer to the hoop. Looking at Kawhi's pick and rolls, we see that he's dominant on the pick and rolls on the right side. There is generally a lot of ball movement before they initiate the right side pick and roll, opening up spaces in the defense for Kawhi to get to his pull-up game, either going towards the baseline or to his left where he can hop into his shots beautifully. However, when he gets a pick and roll out top, he really struggles. This year, he has rarely gotten all the way to the hoop on a high pick and roll, and he is still trying to figure out how to attack the big and either get a clean look or draw a foul and free throws. The Spurs have the second most spot ups in the NBA, since their offense is predicated on moving the ball to attack the closeout, and they're most efficient at it. The Pacers are ranked 5th in spot ups, but they rank almost last in percentage of possessions using them. As a result, Kawhi Leonard attacks out of the spot up the most for him and is among the elite players in the NBA in this category. And part of what makes him so lethal is the Spurs' beautiful movement and Kawhi's historic three-point shooting this year. At just under 50%, when he gets a wide open look off a drive-in kick, there is nothing the defense can do, especially when he gets into rhythm off the hop. But he's also great at reading the defense and knowing when to attack off the catch into his old-school mid-range game. He's got a variety of finishes in the lane, from straight pull-ups to one-handed floaters to running hooks and even smooth step-back jumpers, depending on how the defense guards him. Paul George, on the other hand, doesn't get too many spot-up opportunities as one of the lead ball handlers on this team. That said, he is also shooting very well from this action, getting a lot of threes when Monte Ellis and Rodney Stuckey attack and collapse the defense. And he also uses the hop often on his jump shot, which helps makes it smooth and effortless. While the vast majority of his spot-ups are from three, he can put the ball on the ground and get into that similar mid-range game that Kawhi has, and he is even taller and maybe more explosive than Leonard, enabling him to finish with a spectacular dunk every now and then. Well, sports fans, you're going to want to click on the link on the screen or description below to read an article about Kawhi versus PG that our editor-in-chief Jesse Blanchard and James Hollis are having on our website right now. And you're going to get a lot more bonus video footage, a whole lot more of great clips and analysis from me on our website. You want to click on there right now and do it. Trust me, you're going to be a better person for it, and you're going to love the article that you can read there as well. And while you're at the website, move around, check out some other articles. Terrific stuff there every day. And also, don't forget to check out Mobile Strike with the link on the screen or description below. Use that link only, please. And don't forget, sports fans, at BBallBreakdown, not a channel, we're a conversation. You win,